I'm confused, Ruth.
I don't know why you kids did what you did.
What do you want to do now?
I'm gonna wait for him.
It's gonna be all over the news later. Thought best you hear this from a friend.
Hear what?
I know you came up with this movie in hopes of making an action movie and the narrative developed from there, but can you tell me about the inspiration for these three characters? Did you see or hear anything that made you decide that this story was for these people?
It wasn't anything in particular. It was just, I started writing the story and, it started with the outlaw, and then I was trying to think of why would a guy break out of prison? What's a good reason for that? And you think, well, maybe there's someone waiting for him on the other side, and you go to that archetype of the outlaw and his girl, and then you think about who would be trying to stop them, and then you have the law, so that represents the third character, and then it all falls into place pretty simply, and where it gets interesting is just trying to turn those into real people to some extent.
And can you tell me a little bit about finding the balance between providing exposition but also letting the audience think for themselves?
I really, I love not being spoon-fed things. That's certainly the case, and I love letting someone tell me what they think is important to pay attention to. And I try in this movie to, let the audience know what you should be paying attention to. And it comes very subtly. The information is all there. All the pieces you need are there, but it doesn't dole it out in any sort of extravagant fashion. And I enjoy that as an audience member. I enjoy being pointed carefully in the direction in which my eyes should be looking or my heart should be feeling. And so but in the process of doing that, it's always a balancing act, trying to figure out how much is too much, how much is too little, and trying to strike just the right tone so that people who do get on the movie's wavelength will get everything they need out of it. And then for the people who aren't quite there yet, giving them the little signpost saying, hey, pay attention to this or pay attention to that.
And how is that for you, Ben? Patrick feels like a fully realized person by the end of the film, but there's big chunks of his life that are missing. Were you working with the same amount of material that we see, or did you develop anything for those holes there?
Well, David and I worked quite a bit, mostly in discussion and talking around. Nothing was nailed down on paper, but you got to fill in the cracks so for yourself before you can put it to screen.
And I know you're going into directing your own film, so is there anything that you learned from David while making this that you're going to take with you?
He's incredible with kids and creates such a wonderful environment for people just to be themselves and how to listen. And he has I had a lot to learn with patience and being with the little whippersnappers. He'd just sit and play with the cat and the girl, and all of a sudden the girl and the cat were trained and ready to go.
We can make it if we run.
Every day I wake up thinking today's the day I'm going to see you. And one of those days, it will be so. And then we can ride off to somewhere far away.